Welcome to the Debbion Newman Project. I'm your host, Debbion, but you could call me Deb.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Let's sit down. You ready? Today on the Debbie Newman Project, which is sponsored by the Reggae Hub, we have Konfydence. Now, Konfydence and I have worked very closely in the past on many different projects. She's such a talented woman and a beautiful soul. But just before we jump into the conversation, you need to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And of course, hit the notification bell so you get real-time update every time we drop a new project. Let's get into the conversation. So for those who's been asking all these years, where is Konfydence? What would you say to them?
Well, Konfydence is a mom now, so I'm spending time with my son, getting to being a mother, as I don't do it. So it's a whole different world for me. So Konfydence is just being a mother right now, and then of course I'm gonna come back in the game stronger than ever. I just draw myself away because there's things that I never knew that I am,
You're teaching yourself.
Right.
And you know what too? Being a first-time mother can be very difficult. And I agree with you to taking time to get to know your child a little bit more, because for me, I could speak on my regrets. When I had my first son, I left him at 4 months to go back to work. So, that time that we would spend together, bonding, all of that time was lost. So if it is that a new mom can find that time to spend with their firstborn, get to know them, bond with them, I believe that's always a plus.
Right.
I can say that no, because I know the mistake that I made. Even though I had to go back to work because that is how I was going to provide. But still, you understand? Being away from him so early was definitely hard.
Exactly. So I'm just spending time with Azari, getting to know him. And it is amazing being a mother, even though it's stressful sometimes because it is something new. But I love it. My creation, and I love it that I bring life into this world. I know that I have a purpose. Is my why I'm working so hard. It's like before I had a direction, but I think I was going in the wrong direction. But no, I am in the direction right now.
Right, you're more focused, you have more drive, and you have purpose now. Even though you had purpose before, but having a child open up your mind to thinking in so many directions that you wasn't thinking before.
Exactly.
But let me ask you, do you have plans on having another one? He's 2.
No, never. I don't want to.
No more.
The kid, maybe I can't manage that, to be honest. And the patience, I think I don't really know. But I love the fact that I'm bonding with my child and giving all the attention. But I know that I'm not sure if I want to settle down because I am young. I want to, push further my skills and ability because I have so many talents. Right? So when you have a child, it take away your time from doing what you should be doing to be successful in a sense.
Sometimes, because time management is really key,
True.
But all you gotta do is just stay focused and move one day at a time. You never know. You never know God's plan. If it's to be, then it will be.
I don't want any more. Jesus, please protect me from this man. I know my body don't make for it, and this body is a brand, right? So I have to protect my body. Because my belly can't manage the more stretching and all these things and back eating now. Like
I feel you.
Fine. Azari is 10 in 1, trust me, he is.
That's how boys are. But talking about being talented, right? I'm thinking about when we did the music video and you had to our first music video that we did together and you had to transform into black magic. Tell
Right,
me, what was that experience like for you? Because even though you were doing a music video, you had to turn on your acting skills and you had to
right,
tap into that dancer that you have inside of you. Tell me about
right.
that experience.
That experience was, to me, was the most enjoyable experience in my life because I have so much fun creating that music video. But for me to transform into black magic, that was very, very simple because I am an entertainer. I know how to flip the script and just, play the
Mm-hmm.
part every given play that you put me in. So I am just talented. I just love music, so I would just play any part you put me in, to be honest. So
Uh-huh.
our experience working together, I really, really love it, guys. I miss you guys because you're always keeping confidence in the right direction, always telling me confidence, this will look good. To be honest, I always say to a lot of people, Debbion and Jason is
Uh-huh.
confidence always. The only
Right.
people that I feel like on my team always have pushed me to become a better
Mm-hmm.
person. That's why I love you guys. No matter the distance, confidence. I'm gonna act
The
lot.
love is always there. Listen,
Right?
listen, but let's talk about the preparation into becoming Black Magic. Because if
Right.
my memory serves me correctly, I think you went through between 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks of pole dancing classes 2 times per week. How was
Right.
that for you?
The pole dancing class is so exciting because I learned a lot of things that I never could have done before. I always looking at pole dancer as as a different image. I always have them as a different, but when I transit into doing the pole dances for myself, I realized that it is a very hard job for every
Uh-huh.
dancer. So when I go through that experience, I just pick up every single pole dance.
You're in this position right now where you're in control and you're making your own money, but that was not always your story.
Right.
Being a girl from Clarendon, you're from Clarendon, Rocky Point to be exact, and I'm from Hayes, which is not too far from each other. We know when it comes down to that specific area, there's not much for young people to get. How did you
Exactly.
transition from Rocky Point, Clarendon to Kingston and to push start your career in music?
Okay. Well, it was Mandeville to Kingston. Rocky
Mm-hmm.
Point to Mandeville to Kingston. So
Okay.
y'all know that we're talking to Jimmy, right? So he was
Mm-hmm.
the person with the money. But I am always an independent person, want to do my own thing. But I couldn't get to do what I want to do to bring money on my table. So I always feel like I was in a box and I can't, do what I want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
to transit and can do things for myself right now, it is a blessing because I am now in the driver's seat. I can stay
Right.
home and so much money. But before I was young, I thinking that having a rich man, could have do everything. But
Uh-huh.
a lot of person right now, a lot of female, they're stuck in relationship where if the man don't give them anything, they don't have it, and that's not a good thing to really put yourself in. It's always good to be independent, to be
Uh-huh.
the driver of your own seat, to do whatever you want to do with your money, right? So it is a blessing.
Right.
Every young girls, I want you all to know that a rich man alone can't pay the bills. You have to do something for yourself
Right.
because
I
the
think
woman is the way to go.
I think a lot of young people, a lot of young girls make that mistakes, that
Right.
specific mistake. When you're young, you feel as if maybe if I get somebody with money, then they will be able to provide for me. How did you break away from that situation, and when did you start putting yourself in that position where you're thinking it's time to make my own money?
Okay, then to be honest, when after I break up with that relationship, I open up two business, then I get robbed, right? With two places. them rob them, then they break into my house and they rob it. Then I was expecting a Zari at the time, so my mind started click, 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 click. At one point, I never had no money, and I think that when a broken pocket can make your mind think faster than how it used to think before. So because I was in a position where I couldn't find it, it makes me think of so many creative ways where I have my visa, so I now live in Canada, and I tap into network marketing by meeting a lady one day when I have my last $5 bill, and this is my true story. I have my last $5 bill, praying to God, saying to God that I'm going to buy a lotto and I want to win it to change my family life and stuff like that. But when I meet the lady, she was there praying for me and saying that she see that I go through a lot of stuff, and because she was just talking, she don't know me, but she was just prophesying over my life, telling me things that I was going through. I was crying. So she just told me about network marketing, just the word of mouth. And because I was at a broken place, it's like I believe every single word that she said that day. And I went home and I do everything that she said, even though I didn't have the product, but I was just posting and posting to see if I would get customers. But when I posted like 5 minutes, and when I look, I have 3,000 messages. And I said, no, man, we can't reach Debbie. I get so excited. So that's when I started to tap into network marketing, and I started my business with $300 where that I borrowed from my mother, right?
300 Canadian.
I buy some handbags and I started to sell them. The first day when the first set of 30 bags come, it sell off on that day. So it made me, look into network marketing in a serious way, where I started to sell my hair, started to sell clothes, a lot of things. So when TLC come into my life, and the concept that I really love about TLC is that we have to pray, meditate every single day, and change people's lives, teach them how they can make money from home. And because I know about network marketing, I say, yes, this is an opportunity for me. So that's sign up, and I start to use the platform to post these amazing products. The NutriBur, right? It's a liquid vitamins, and I started to get multiple customers to purchase on my link. So I'm making US dollars online. Plus, I'm making cash at hand because we get paid 5 different ways here in Chelsea, right? And because I am talented, so as I said, that when you're broke, your mind starts to roam, and I start to Google, or I can make my own online store. And of course, my store, I built it myself, and I had every single year on there, of course. And so a broken pocket will make you think and create ways, and every single thing that I meditate and God gives me the answer is like every single thing is working. When I put it on the platform, customers text me, want to come and pick up the hair today. Sometimes I don't even have the hair, it's online. So I started to buy products to have it here, the hair, any single hair they ask me for,
you have it.
And people would come and pick them up. So sometimes I will make $1,000 a day, sometimes $500 a day, sometimes $200 a day, sometimes even more. My biggest testimony in network marketing is making $3,500 from one customer.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I know that network marketing is the key to financial freedom, and I just want to help as many people as I can.
As you can, right.
Try to make some money, because I do it. And this is what I use to have a roof over my head for me. And right now, it is paying all my bills in quarantine. And I know that there's a lot of people in their house worrying, because I was at that spot. Right? I was so stressed out.
But before network marketing, before the hair store, everybody knows Konfydence as an artist, a performer. This is what people know you for. And then people would assume, oh, this is a girl that have the big song When Me Bought Them Man or Hungry Days. she must have money. You know, how come she just disappear like that?
And to be honest, when I was doing music, baby, I wasn't getting any money. To be honest, I can remember getting paid for performance at Black River at Liquor Orchard show, and it was like $1,500, $15,000 each time. I never get paid to perform on Reggae Sound Fest, sing none of those shows. And what makes Konfydence kind of draw away from music is that because of my experience, it's like I'm a good artist. I can do music, and when I go out there every single time, I always feel like, they don't want to pay attention to my music or my career, or even say me. It's like I can feel enough people looking at me, even though I just perform well. I don't even see myself on the, on the ER after reviews, the onstage.
No, but are you sure? Because I remember after Sumfest.
That was the only time. That was the only
after Sumfest, you were all over. You were all over the media at that time.
That was the only time, Debbie, and I'm so grateful for that time, because it's something that I'm expect. Because remember that I tell you that I'm gonna come in the Star paper from the next day, and I walk and tell everybody, and then it happened. So that's when I really know that I see the power of your mind. As long as you think about something and you feel it and you believe it, it can happen for real, because that happened to me. But what I didn't like is that year I paid to go and Reggae something. And it's not saying that, because you have to pay sometimes.
But you have to remember, this is an investment into your career. So if it is that situation arise, then you have to know which situation to jump in and make that investment, and which one you're not supposed to. You understand? And Reggae Sumfest is indeed a major platform. And for those who did not know Konfydence before that, I'm positive that they definitely knew who you were at that time. Because you were among one of the some of the best performers of that night.
Exactly. So that was a money well spent. So listen, I paid 2 times. Nothing is wrong with paying, because sometimes you have to, especially Reggae Fest is a big show, and you have to pay the respect for the big platform them, right? But to know that as a young artist, and the second time that I performed, I remember that night, Lady Star was closing the show, and she and Spice did have a little feud, and you know what I mean? So that night was hot. They have a lot of big acts on the show, and as a young artist, I was the one who featured on the Star paper front. I feel big and bougie, That was one of my biggest.
But why do you believe that you were on the front of the paper?
Because of my hard work. And
because of your hard work, it finally started paying off. Your performance was one of the best of the nights.
The other year, when Reggae Sumfest was coming back again, I think that they would have called Konfydence and said, all right, then Konfydence come perform. I'm not taking that money from me. Why them want money? I'm hungry now. There's a little stuff I come from Rocky Point. We needed to buy panty and brassiere and just put in the car and do my ear. And somebody put me to me need money, and them alone have used the money. They have used the money too. I like for real, them always make young artists feel them type of way that yes, we know so we have to work.
Right.
Than me, but guess what? We deserve something. When time we work and perform good. Because here in TLC, they say, we sell a back like mutual break. I couldn't give me $20.
Incentives.
Money right over here, and we never have to take TLC and say, oh, I'm going to get my money. And it's not all about money, but what I'm trying to say, I feel like I do something then to my effort. At one part, music, and I said, I'm not even buy a panty from music. And when we go on the road, I can't tell people that I don't have money.
Listen, it is a, to be honest, it's a very competitive area to be in, especially when you're a female. Many artists out there have the same story like you. Like, I performed so good on this show last year, thinking that, oh, yo, they must call me this year. But guess what? Maybe somebody else.
Call me, I'm going to perform for free. I'm going to feel better. Because guess what? It takes money for me to prepare myself to go to Reggae Hub as well. You understand me?
Well, without calling any names, do you believe that whoever it is that reached out to you asking for this specific investment, do you believe it was more about management and not so much about you? Because it seemed as if management had it to give. So if management have it to give, why not reach out to management and say, listen, I have a spot and this is what this spot is going to cost. Maybe it had nothing to do with you at all as an artist, but more so management.
True, to be honest, it can be, because there's so many times when I even drive to the radio station, and sometimes when we hear somebody say certain things, because I'm an artist, I have feelings. I'm a human being. I know that you're in kind of a control because you're the one who's playing the music. And because they know that, it's like they want to be lyric to you. And I don't like that. Because you're not better than me because you have the power to play the music. So sometimes they do say a lot of stuff, and I do hear, even over the phone, I will hear. Maybe if you talk to me, the normal.
A lot of people vex.
Trust me, because even black extravaganza. Christmas black extravaganza. I remember one year we paid how much money, and I remember one year.
You remember one year you invested.
I listen now, and the next year I remember when my management was on the phone and it was costing when the person asking for $1.5 million Konfydence come for play.
For what show? Extravaganza?
Black Christmas extravaganza.
It's some Christmas extravaganza, something like that.
Something like that. To keep up some record, don't so.
Don't this stuff. I know what you're talking about. Again, that is what I'm saying. I feel as if it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with your talent. It had everything to do with who was managing you at the time. Because everyone felt as if that he had it and he will give it. So all they need to do is probably make a pitch. No matter how far-fetched or no matter how big the number is, they're going to say it. And he just might do it.
True. I heard that before as well, because I was in England and somebody said, the rich management there with the artist now, which are going to make a fool.
Exactly. So it had nothing to do with you. You know, it's unfortunate that situations like those broke your spirit and kind of push you away from the music, because you're such a talented individual.
It is so ignorant, because when I go to those interviews and when I hear certain people say things about me and know that I have to confront you, it's like I can't be nice, have a nice face, and feel like I want to tell you something.
Right.
And I have to try to, calm down myself, and sometimes I feel like I'm pretending. Sometimes I hear you say so many bad things, and then when you're in front of me, you're telling me, oh, awesome I am, my music is nice, I'm a good artist, You're over the phone saying something else, and without the money, you wouldn't even play my music. Because when the fun done, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to get something because you're working for as well.
Well, legally, it's not supposed to be that way.
Yeah, them collect every month, right?
Every month, every day, every hour, on top of the hour. We understand and we know how it really goes.
Mud done and them call and say the mud done, you know. And the manager said, you say you can't play the song some more. The man say mud done, man, and be a bad one manager up on the phone. I tell them, I'm gonna love them something. They'll continue to play the song and when they see we'll get the money.
Right.
Listen, you know, it's first out, but guess what? Them to get something, but listen, when artists good and see artists them song.
Right. And don't be a shark.
There's a lot of talented artists out here as well, and they're not be hurt because they're not have the money.
Mm-hmm. But let me tell you this though, this shouldn't be something that breaks your spirit because you know who you are as an artist, you know your capabilities, and especially in the atmosphere we're living in right now where the internet is key.
Right.
The internet is where everything is at. Nowadays, you don't even need to pull up on a sound selector, and you don't even have to pull up on the radio guy. Only thing you need right now is your phone or your laptop, and there's so many different platforms that you can push your music through. You understand? So if it is that you really want it, then jump right back into it. You gave people a lot of music to bump and dance to. You gave people music to really think about their everyday situation. And when I say everyday situation, I'm speaking about hungry days. Listen, a lot of people know what it is like to be hungry.
That's true. That's true. And that's the life that, you know, I grew up in. So it inspired me to write that song. Hear me, no I ain't no food that crashes, I'm driving a mine lane. Hey, BS, wally pressure, no migraine. Let me tell you about my pain.
Listen. That resonated with a lot of people. In truth and in fact, Hungry Days is a song that is absolutely beautiful, and it's a song for all ages. You know?
When you hear a song like Hungry Days and Elise Kelly said the song was so good and she not like it, I'm not gonna lie, every man when we hear the lady, no, I'm love her enough, especially love the song, you know, me love. It's a lady, when me sing a song from the bottom of my heart and so hungry. And it's a song, if you don't love me, something wrong with you. None of the stuff, something wrong with you.
Again, remember, she doesn't know you personally, but she knows management personally. So you might have been feeling some after effects from that situation. You understand? Because I've never met a person that have said to me that they don't like the song.
Right? Because it's a good song. Even here in Canada, I meet somebody and the person don't even know them sing the song, and the person play upon my car every day. When me there in the car, I hear the man play my song. But you know what I'm sing that song? The man say I tell.
Right.
I tell him, I'm here every day. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm here. I never. Myself, I'm start singing the song. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, love me.
It's really a wonderful song, and a lot of people really resonate with it. And I believe it's your turn. It's your turn to jump back in and do what you know to do best.
Everybody's asking for me all over, from Trinidad, Africa. Everybody just reaching out to me. I miss you. I miss your music. I miss your entertainment. And for real, I do miss myself being out here as well.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just organizing myself, learning so much stuff that I need to learn. And of course, I'm going to jump right back in because that space is for me.
It is. Start back small, jump back into doing your little online videos where you're DJing or you're sitting or writing music, whatever it is that you're feeling at the time. Just even incorporate it in selling your NutraBurst.
Exactly. So
you understand?
NutraBurst, I know music is full of millions, but still full of billions too as well. So I'm gonna just get the every bag. It's when I come in the music, I do one thing, a beer thing, that was.
Get that bag. No,
Yeah,
listen, I believe you. I believe you, and I'm waiting for you. And if there's anything that we can do to help, we will gladly,
I know.
gladly, gladly, gladly help in any way possible.
I know. So I just want to say to everyone, you can check out my online store at Konfydence.com for this lovely 24-inch bang wig. This, I really love it. Girl looks
Yeah, it looks
cute.
good. I like it. Looks good on you. But let me ask you this question though. For that little girl in Hayes or in Rocky Point, wherever it is in the world, for that little girl who is sitting down and have big dreams, but everyone is telling her, you can't do it. That's too big for you. What would you say to that little girl?
Mindset is everything. As long as you know what you want, don't let nobody deprive you or take you out of that dream. Just continue to work on it and write down every creative ideas and just work on them. Because you cannot have the ideas and sit on them because they won't work. Every creative ideas, don't let nobody, sometimes even your own mother, the father, your sister, your brother, they won't believe in your dream. You have to believe in it for yourself. Because even for marketing, when I just hear about it and I reach home and I was so excited, I tell everybody, nobody never know that you can really make money from home. But when I buy the first set of 30 bags, them, right? First set of product that I buy and I sell it, when they realize that people is really coming to the house for real, they was like, wow. Because they believe it was a scam and it was fake. But because I was hungry and people were in my ear telling me that it's not going to work. But I believe in myself and I keep it going. So never let people tell you that you can't do it. As long as you believe, just continue to push.
You can do it.
See results.
I believe that. I heard that. I felt that.
Right.
So other than NutriBurst, TLC, and the hairline, what other things you have coming up next for Konfydence?
Other than from TLC and the airline, to be honest, it's all about TLC right now. As the youth, just organizing the music, planning, personally developing on myself because I'm a person that never liked reading from going to school. So with TLC, that is something that I have to do daily. So I really love TLC. They're just focusing on personal developing myself so that I can change the world. Right.
One NutriBurst at a time. You know what? I miss seeing you perform live. Do you remember when you performed at St. Catherine Jamboree? Oh, you know, so when you perform at Jamboree and you set that stage on fire.
Go on with myself, Debbion.
You go on with yourself. Me see you climb up one part way back so. And even though you're all the way up on the crane, you're still performing. Getting a run out of breath one time.
I said, Jesus Christ, are you bring too much fire up on the stage? Yes, and I also want to big up Marianne All, my mother, always. I have to pay respect to that woman because she loves confidence to the moon back. And I also want to big up the new queen of dancehall, Spice. Who always spicing it up.
Spice it up. Listen, I'm going to set the stage for you right now. And you're going to perform as if you was on Sting, as if you was on Sumfest, or as if you was at Jamboree.
You're killing me now.
No, man, come on, drop it.
When me buck them man, I mean I take them man, man.
Do?
Leave me alone, Debbie.
Me, tell them most like I'm busy. Thanks, Konfydence, for stopping by and spending time with us. Now that you guys have watched the conversation and I'm sure you enjoyed yourself, it's time for you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Catch you on the next episode.